What up, guys? Jason Guyman here with ChristmasLights.io, and I'm excited because it is Christmas time, and it is time that we get ready to get busy. I've got some guys that are in my mentorship, and he called today, and he started Christmas Lights this year, and his goal was to do 10 houses. And knowing his goal was to do 10 houses at $1,000 a piece would have probably been good, and he would have been at $10,000. But today he called, and he was on we got a thing that if you join my mentorship, it's on my phone. I don't remember what it is. It's something good, but Marco Polo. And so he sent a message and said, today on number job 6 closed, he closed for $10,000. $10,000 on number 6 job, closing jobs. That's what I'm talking about. And we are in the point of where we are for Christmas lights, and Christmas lights are awesome. I've got my new shoes in because we got to be cool with Christmas shoes, right? They're the new Brooks Christmas shoes. They're not the red ones like last year. They're the Brooks running shoes. And so they just came in yesterday. And so I am ready to do more Christmas lights. So my question to you is are you ready for Christmas lights? Are you busy? Are you doing the things you need to do to keep yourself busy, or are you not? And so those are some things that as we do, and then today we are just going to talk about Christmas lights and frequently asked questions. If you don't have them, I'm going to go through the group. These are questions that gets asked over and over and over, but I am willing to help you in any which way that I can so you can be successful, that you can grow your business, that you will be successful. And so these are the ways that however I can help you move forward. That's my goal is to help you grow your business, be successful so it can change your life. And yes, you can change your life. And yes, it is awesome to see that you are getting it. And yes, now is the time. I know a lot of times we're like, when is Christmas light season going to start? I'm not getting no leads. Nobody's buying from me. Blah, 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 blah. But I promise you now, if you've done your marketing, and now is the time. I know a lot of you may have spent money on Facebook and said Facebook don't work, signs don't work. Now's the time to get that stuff out. And now's the time to make things happen. I know that in October you see a lot of people closing jobs and that, but now is the time that people are thinking about it. I know today is 80 degrees here, but tomorrow is going to be 50. And when it gets cold, people think it's about Christmas. The good thing of it is Christmas or Thanksgiving is early this year. It's about as early as you can get, which is a good thing because people will keep buying Christmas lights all the way through the end of November and a while in the other way. So with that, let's see who we got in the chat here. We got Jomo. What's up? We got Wilmer. My goal is 10 houses per day October 1st through December 1st. That's an awesome goal, as long as they're not $99. And what's up, dude? We just closed a $4,000 commercial job, $8 a foot. High five. I know these guys that came to our class, and they are in an area that I've heard people say you can't make money, you can't do this. In my area, you can't get $8 a foot. Well, I promise you, I've heard that more than once from their area. And yes, you can get $8 a foot. The only reason why you can't get $8 a foot is because you don't ask. You're trying to sell the bulbs, and if you're trying to sell the bulbs, you will never get $8 a foot. I promise you that. You got to sell the magic, and that is why it is important, because when you do that, you can sell $8 a foot for a $4,000 commercial job, which is freaking awesome, and I love it. And so when I hear you can't get that in my area, I just sit there and think, because you won't ask for it, and you don't believe in the product yourself. And if you don't believe in the product yourself, there's no way in Hades that you will get the $8, $12 a foot. And so it is important. I had a guy on our, he's in my membership, not in my mentorship, but my membership, my Christmas Light membership. And he just closed $100,000. And this is his very first year. Let me say that again. His very first year, he just closed $100,000. $12,000. And so it is possible to make money doing Christmas lights, and he's been at it for about 30 days. And so what's the trick to it? You got to take action. This dude doesn't sleep. This dude doesn't, he's been eating, breathing, sleeping Christmas lights. When I was in Texas, I was messaging at like 1:30 my time, which was 3:30 his time in the morning, of getting this stuff done. Can't get it if you don't ask for it, right? 100%, 100%. So if you have Christmas light questions, put them down in here. We will answer your Christmas light questions. Otherwise, I'm going to go after some questions that I know I get asked over and 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 over. And it's questions of what you may have. So please ask questions. Other than that, how are you all doing? That is my next question. How are you all doing? Are you closing jobs? Are you struggling? What are you doing? I seen one person said he started this business and hasn't gotten a job in 3 years. My question is you're probably not marketing and you're just complaining, right? And if you're a complainer, there's no need for you at this point to watch any further, because complaining isn't going to get things done. This is a job that you have to take action, and when you take actions, things will happen. You're either going to fail or you're going to learn, right? And when you fail, you learned. And when you learn, you keep moving forward. And that's how you're able to keep growing, being successful, and doing what you need to do. Started my company in October and have $20,000 in jobs, 10 more thousand to go, which is freaking awesome. All right, so one of the questions I get a lot is, how do you price jobs? How do you price? And this is one that I see a lot of times in people. And if you didn't know, you can go check out Christmas Lights. That's where my online training is. But I also have a Facebook group. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. If you want to go check out my Facebook group, go check it out. And so that way you can check out my Facebook group, and you can check it out at christmaslights.io/group. It is my group that I do, and you can check it out. It doesn't cost you anything. It's my Facebook group. And so this is a question that I get asked over and over and over and over and over and over again. This is another question that I always get asked. And this question is how much does it cost, right? Or what is whatever the thing is that we have here. Let's see if I can fix my computer screen, because that's aggravating me. How much does it cost to do something? And a lot of times people are asking this question because they don't know what to charge. And so how do we know what to charge? Well, first we need to figure out how many feet do we have, right? And if we don't know how to do this, there's free tools that you can do. You can go to canva.com. You can use the Tinsel CRM. It'll do it. You can use all different kinds of things, but if you're going to do it for free, there is a tool on Canva, and you're going to go off known objects. You know, this is how we guesstimate these houses. So I don't know how big this house is, but there is things on this house I do know how big it is. I know how big this door right here is, right? I know that this door is 7 feet tall by 3 feet wide. I know that because that's what all doors are, right? That's what all doors are, is 7 feet by 3 feet. That's all doors. So you can go on Canva and you can get a block and make it to 7 feet and say, all right, this is 7 feet. Now I can go up here and say 7 feet, 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 all the way across there, and then I can do it. Maybe I see the garage door and I can say, all right, this garage door over here is, if it's a double, is 16 feet, right? So now I can go 16, 16, 16, and I can come across that house and I can get a pretty good estimate of how big the house is. Now, when I see people just asking questions and don't put no work in, don't be lazy, because if you're going to be lazy, I'm probably going to give you some number that's crazy, right? I'm going to say that's 500 feet. And you're going to be like, well, no, it's not. I'm going to say, well, how do you know that, right? Because you got to take action. This isn't something that you just be lazy. And, you know, another thing is we had this conversation of, you know, it takes hard work. Being a business owner is hard work. This is a hard business. This isn't an easy business. This isn't something that you can go out there and say, man, I'm just want to hit the easy button and money is just going to start coming in. In fact, I will tell you that this is probably the most stressful time, the most stressful thing you will ever do is run a Christmas light business, because you got so many leads coming in that are telling you no, 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 no. But we know it's a numbers game, right? We know that it takes 90 no's to get 10 yeses. So we got to get through 90 no's to get through 10 yeses. So that's stressful. That means the phone is ringing off the hook, right? It's ringing, ring, ring. You'll get 10, 20 phone calls a day. You might get 100, 200 leads once you start getting good. A day. And you got to work through those and figure out who's the gold and who's the not, right? Who's the losers and who's the winners. And so you got to do this, and it takes time. And then you got to figure out, how much material do I need? Do I need, and what you will be like, you'll be like, man, I just spent $3,000 on material. Where'd that go at? It's done gone. I ain't got no more. Right? So now we got to worry about materials. Then if we have employees, we got to make sure that they're putting it up right. And then we're getting callbacks because they didn't put it up right. And now we got to go fix the timer because the timer's bad. And now we got a bulb out because the bulb's not all tight. And right, this is the most stressful time of year for Christmas lights. If I didn't tell you this, I'd be lying to you. And it is something that you have to do. But you know what? I love it. It's a lot of fun. You can make a crap ton of money. And that's the beautiful thing about it. I'm not here to tell you to do, the reason why I tell you to be at $8 to $12 a foot is because I want you to be successful. For all the stress you have to be in to make only a couple $100, it's not worth it. If you get up on this roof and fall off for a couple $100, it's not worth it. If you have an employee, then you're paying workers' comp and he gets up on this roof and falls off of it for only a couple $100, it's not worth it, right? There's a lot of risk to it. There's a lot of things to this. So just be careful out there. And it is stressful, but you can get through this and you will have a lot of fun. And it is a lot of fun to do Christmas lights. And so the next question, I know that was a long ranted question, but I get ranted because these questions drive me nuts sometimes. But this is the next question. My customer has the lights. How much do I charge? Run. Why are we trying to put up someone else's lights? Because the person that sold them those lights went out of business. Do you want to be the person that goes out of business like that person does? Or do you want to be successful and you sell a service, right? We sell an all-inclusive service. It's all-inclusive. When we're not selling lights. Quit telling people we sell lights, right? We're selling you an all-inclusive service. You will have a beautiful, amazing looking house, and it will come down at the end of the season. Not, we're going to get these bulbs, and they're these blue, 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 and we're just spewing out bull crap, right? That's only people that want to hear that is about 17% of the people. 17% of the people in this world want to hear that, right? They're type C personalities, and that's what they want to hear. And you know what? If that's fine, then go for that. Go for that 17%. But when you try to sell that 17% to the other 87%, they're going to tell you no, go pound salt, right? And so quit spewing that crap out of there and doing that. I see we got some questions. I'd rather answer your questions than me keep my questions going. Started my company, I already answered that. Goat, pitch hopper, roof hook, overkill. I need efficiency. Most times I'm solo, just looking for the best scenario. I would say the pitch hopper and the goat. Those are my two favorite tools. The roof hook, most people never use it. And then the only other thing I would say is cougar poles. The goat, the pitch hopper, and cougar poles. Most people that have the roof hook never use it. It stays on the truck. I said most, so if you are the 1 out of the 10, but most people don't use the roof hook. They use the goat, and most people, once you get comfortable on roofs, you'll use the pitch hopper and your cougar poles. That's what most people will use on a roof. I'm not telling you that you shouldn't be tied off. You should be tied off, but that's up to you. Is door knocking a bad use of time? Here's my thought on door knocking. The neighborhoods that you need to be door knocking in, you're probably not allowed to door knock in, right? Those are the neighborhoods that you need to door knock in. Now, I'm not saying you can't go door knock. I'm not saying that you can't go and do door hangers. if you have a system to get them out of there. If you are personally doing it yourself, you ain't gonna have time and you're not gonna make much money off of it. So that's the thing about door knocking. Now, what I would say is yard signs. And I know I preach yard signs, but when I started this thing, I was telling you about one of my guys in my mentorship of how he did $10,000 job and it came off of a $3 yard sign, right? So yes, $3 yard signs work amazing and they have great returns. Now, what kind of yard signs do we need and what do they need to say? They need to be very simple and clear. Not just Christmas lights. I've seen some that they just put Christmas lights. Well, what do you do with those Christmas lights? How does that work? Pro installers, right? They know we install Christmas lights. You can put, we install holiday lights. We can install whatever you want to put on there. And the big phone number. Nobody gives two rats about your logo or some Christmas lights up here or any of that kind of stuff. Big, bold phone number and big, bold services is what you're looking for your Christmas lights. How much should I charge this time of year? You should be at $8 to $10 a foot. And on minis, you should be 30 to 50 bucks a strand. That's where you should be at. Maybe even more if you want. Don't hold me accountable there, but that's where I would be at. Getting all our jobs from Facebook ads and yard signs, over 140 plus quotes, and let's go. So, and here's the other thing I want to hit on something too, because this was a big discussion yesterday, and I want to hit on this. What do you say? I'm going to ask you the question and I'll come back to it. What do you tell your customer if they say, I need to talk to my wife or I need to talk to my husband? And so I had this big discussion with my wife this morning because she did post on it. And I want to see what some of your all's thing is. If they tell you, let me talk to my spouse, let me talk to my wife. And I'm gonna give you the reason why most people struggle with this question right here. And as I thought about this and as I worked through this, this was something that I started thinking about, and I had this conversation with my wife, and I want to see if anybody answers. I don't see nobody answering, but I don't know. How come you ain't Xmas Light money in Florida? Oh, how come there ain't no money in Florida? Because you're not asking. But here's the thing. If someone says they want to talk to their husband, here is what I had a big realization of this morning. So I know that you know what, I'm gonna pull something up here. I'm gonna give you some, so that way you're not like, well, Jason's full of crap, right? I want to show you why this is and why most people struggle with this. And I want to show you another thing too is why you struggle with this, right? And so let me see if I can find it here. Jason from Georgia, brother, you are the best. Been following you for over 2 years, following your advice, and I'm getting extra signs delivered next week. Already have 10 jobs lined up. That is freaking awesome, dude. Freaking awesome. So let me go here and find my little slideshow, and I'm gonna show you something here. So let me see if I can go down to where I want to be at, and that way I'm not going to talk too much on this, but I am going to give you a little bit. All right, so this is the DISC program, and I'm going to show you why this is and how this works. So we know that most people are a type S personality, right? 69% of the people are type S personalities, right? This is 69% of these people are type S personalities. They're easygoing, they're even paced, they're good listeners, they're compassionate, all of these awesome things. They're hard worker, they're stable, they're steady, they like security, right? These are all of these people are these types of people right here, right? This is their type of people. Now, if we go down through here and we see their, let's see, that's their strength. Move this here. This is in the way. Some of the things they don't like is they can be too laid back, right? They won't make a decision. They resist change. They hate change. They're slow to start. Remember that, slow to start. Difficult to say no. So they won't tell you no, but that's why they're telling you to let me talk to my husband, right, or my spouse. And so they're shut down in confrontation. So if you push too hard on these people, they are done. Like it don't matter what you do, you will never get them, and they will never do this. And here's another negative too: is they're very indecisive, right? They can't make up their freaking mind. The next type of people is 17%. So we know that 69% and 17%. So we're at 86%. And this is the other type of personality right here. And this is C. They're compliant. These are your doctors, your lawyers, your numbers people, all of these people here. They're analytical. They gather all the facts. They know more about the Christmas lights than you do. They are persistent. They will ask a bunch of questions, and let's look at their bad things. They overanalyze, right? They avoid risk. They never make here. They're perfectionists. They have analysis paralysis. They're slow to start. They're hard to please, right? These are our types of people that we're dealing with, and this is 86% of the people that we're dealing with are these people. Now, let's go down here, and we're going to show you something here. So if we are selling to S's, again, this is back to let me talk to my husband, right? Or let me talk to my spouse. We know that, here's another thing that we also know. We know that if we got to follow up, right? We know that it takes so many times to follow up to get a customer. And I can show you that in another slide here as soon as I get done with this one here. But we know that. So selling to an S, we have to build rapport. So this is why when we go on sales call, and this is why it is important when we go on sales call that we get all the information. Because when we're asking the questions, is this you? You know, what kind are you looking for? What is all of that kind of stuff? This is why it's important that we build this rapport. This is why it is important that we do the things that we need to do so that way we can be successful with these people. You know, these types of people, this is why we want to find out if their names of their kids, and is it their kids why they're putting up their Christmas lights? Is it the first Christmas for their grandkids, right? Because we got to build rapport with these types of people. This is 69% of the people here. And you have to be patient. If you try to push on these people, they are gone. Now, what you can do is you have to be persistent, right? If you're not persistent with these people, you will not get the sale. Now, persistent is not sitting there and pushing and being pushy, right? That is not what it is. High S's may not make a decision right away. So they need to sleep on it, talk to their spouse or colleagues to make that decision. And so this is why it takes on average 9 to 13 times of a follow-up to get a customer, right? 69% of the people. So when they literally say they got to talk to their spouse, instead of keep pushing, be like, awesome, can I give you a call tomorrow? Right? And so that way I can call them back and follow up, and I'm going to follow up and follow up and follow up. Now, they don't like to say no, right? We looked at S, and they do not like to say no. We've seen that up here. So the way they may say no is by not answering the phone. So that is why, that is how they don't always want to be direct, right? And so that's how we can do this. Now, the C-type personality, they are the ones, and guess what? We have to be persistent with them. They're not going to make a decision right away. They need to sleep on it. These types of people need all the information. Like these are your numbers people. They know more about the people that you want to go deep and you want to sell lights to, and we do LED, and you know, these are the types of people who are going to ask questions like how much electricity is it going to take and blah, blah, and they want to know all about the product. That's the 17% that you can go sell to, right? Because we know this is 17%, and we know that we have to sell to them, right? And so that's why it's important that we do these two things so that way we can show that and show how we can sell to those two people. So I'll show you one more thing here. Maybe of why we need to be persistent and why it's so important that we do these things, because this is sales, but this is kind of the reason behind the why, right? This is the why does this work? Why does it take me so long to touch? Why does it take for whatever reason it might be. And this is the reason why, right? Because we know that it takes for this to be a customer, we have to touch them 13 times. And if we only touch them 12 times or 10 times, or most people give up at 65%, 79%, 89% of people gave up after contact 4. But why is that? Because we know that 86% of the people are slow to make a decision. So that's why it's important that we know this information. So that way, if we know this information, we can tell them, hey, awesome, whatever it might be. So that way we know the personality is a C type personality or an S type personality. Now, most of you business owners are D type personalities or I personality, and we're just like, give it to them, right? Hammer, you're going to take it. Well, what does that do to an S type personality? They're like, see you, I'm not spending my money with you. And so that's why it is important that as we do this and we understand the side of psychology and sales and how we can make this more important, it makes more sense up here of why people aren't buying from you, right? And if we don't understand this and we just go in there and just try to shove it down their throat and we try to sell the bulbs and nobody gives two rats about the bulbs and we don't know why they need it up, we don't know when they need it up, we don't know who's coming over to see them, we don't know that their granddaughter loves Christmas lights and it's the most magical time of year for her granddaughter, and we don't know that, then how the hell can we sell to it instead of selling freaking lights of, we do these bulbs and we make sure they're at the peak and blah, 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 spew, 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 spew. She don't care about the peak bulb. She don't care about anything except the amazing look on her granddaughter's face that you never got it out of there, right? So when I do follow up 3, 5, 15 times, you know, Julia, if that's granddaughter's name, Julia's going to love these Christmas lights. Do you think Julia would like warm white or color, right? It's not about you. Quit making it about you. Quit making it about you. Make it about your customer. So I went to the CPA today, the thing that we all hate, and we got talking on this right here, and he made a perfect sense. Sell and do the lights as if it's your mom. Treat people like it's your mom, right? And when you treat people like it's your mom, guess what? People will buy from you. People will get stuff done from you. It's important that we sell that, right? How would you treat your mom? Would you be okay the way you treat people that they would be treating your mom that way? Answer that question for me. Would you be okay of you treating the way you treat some of your customers like you would want your mom to be treated? And if the answer is no, you need to take a long look hard at what you're doing, right? And so these are important questions that you need to ask and figure out so you know. Jason, how do you find HOA presidents? Contact them. Contact information. Offer a demo discount to get the neighborhood. Your thoughts is you can do it through LinkedIn. You can. A lot of these places are managed through like different management companies, and so you can get in them that way. That's the way I got into most of all of mine, is through, we have a place here called Town Properties, and they manage like thousands of different places. And so we would get in with each of the individual managers that would go after that. And that's how I was able to go after those people. I want to get commercial in my first year. Should I go and network in person to get them? Absolutely. Go knock on doors. Go knock on doors and say, man, do you like Christmas lights? Do you love Christmas lights? Well, we can hook you up with it. So those are some things to think about it. What's a good price per foot to be at for reinstalling customers year after year? The same price that you did it for, right? Why am I going to give lower price? You know, we are offering a service. I'm not offering lights. I'm offering a service. And when I offer a service, you know what your discount is we're not going up next year. You know, if I go off of inflation, everything has went up. So if you sign up, you know, will I give a 5 or 10% discount? Maybe, for them to show back up. But I'm charging the exact same price I did last year. And you're lucky I didn't go up this year, because this year my cost has went up, my gas has went up, my insurance has went up, my workers' comp went up. I got audited, and now my workers' comp I got to pay even more. Blah, and it just keeps on going, and the goal is not to lose money. The goal is to be for a profit business, right? That is the goal. That's my goal for you, is to be profitable. My goal for me is not for you to be just to get by. If I was here just for you to get by, then it doesn't do you no good. My goal is to get people, like I said on here, that literally is crying on my phone because he closed a $10,000 job. That is my goal for this, right? My goal is not for you to be broke. My goal is for you to be successful. And this is things that you can do to be successful, right? And so that's why it is important that you are successful. And he didn't tell me I can share this, but I'm going to share it because I just want you to know and believe that you can share this, right?
Everybody in the group. God bless everybody. God bless Jason. My goal was only 10 houses. I just got in. I just got my 6th quote in. Approved. The guy approved the house. $10,300. 10,000. He just made a deposit.
Turn right. Then the destination is on your left.
Wow. Even if I don't make another house this season, I can't believe it. And this was off of yard signs, guys. I'm about to pull into a carpet cleaning job. I don't know, but it could be done. I was one of those skepticals. I'm not gonna lie. I just landed a job. I can't believe this. Putting up Christmas lights, $10,300, and actually it was 9,000 something. But he said, "Hey, what about the reefs? I want three reefs." So I quoted the reefs high, and it came up to like $10,300.
So, yes, you can do this, right? That's why it's important that you know that you can do this. It isn't, Andy is one that I've been struggling with pricing for a long time. Like, he's been in my membership for probably about 6-8 months into my mentorship. And I've been struggling with price with him forever. Like, he was for pressure washing. He's a cheap guy. And I've been working with him, and I've been working with him. And I knew the Christmas lights. I've been working with him. I actually gave him a Marco Polo about a week ago. I'm like, dude, you got to raise your prices, right? Quit thinking that you are your customer, because you are not your customer, right? If you think that you are your customer, you will never sell high-paying jobs at this point. You are not your customer. And so when you think this way, when you think that you are your customer, it is not. Now, I know that I was talking about that we're selling to our mom, right? And I'm not telling, a lot of times people think that we're ripping people off at $8, $9, $10 a foot. And I'm not ripping them off, because I believe my product is worth way more than that. Because when they have their grandkids over, and then when that grandkid comes over and sees Granny's house and their face lights up, you can't put a price on Granny's face. You can't put a price on your face if it's your kid coming over, right? And so this is why you believe in yourself. This is why you do the things you do. And this is why you're able to get those higher ticket jobs. And so it's important that we do this. It's important that we are offering a service. We are offering a service. We are not offering lights. And yes, you can offer lights, but lights don't pay that much. And I know I keep saying that over and over and over, but lights do not pay that much. So how much do you charge? For reinstalling, I'm going to charge the same exact price of what I did it for last year. I'm not going cheaper. I'm not going any different. I'm going to pay the exact same price of what they are doing it. So, if you got any other questions, ask down below. I'm more than wanting to hear your questions. So, I am trying to be the biggest Christmas light install business group. So go check out christmaslights.io/group. It is a free group. It's a Facebook group, and I'm real close to being one of the biggest ones out there this year, and that is my goal. So the other thing is too, if you need to buy Christmas lights, you can go to christmaslights.io/L, and there is starter packages. And so this is a question that a lot of people ask, what do I need to buy when I'm first starting out? And so what I would first tell you is don't go out and buy a bunch of lights if you haven't sold the jobs. You can go out there and sell jobs before you ever go buy a light. You can get lights across this country within 2 days, maybe 3 days. So go out there and sell 2-3 jobs before you ever buy a light. Now, I know most of you aren't going to listen, so if you're not going to listen to that, then at least go to christmaslights.l and or lights, either one, and you'll find a page that you can get starter packages. And so I would highly recommend you to go get the starter packages, because the starter packages will have everything you need for the wire, the plugs, the males, the females. They'll have the clips, they have the timers, they have everything, and they come in different strength, like different things. It's not just one size fits all, but they come in different packs. And so when you go into those packs, you can go to starter packs. It's the second one there, and you can go and buy the 100-foot one, which is just big enough to do maybe your house. You can buy the 500-foot, the 250 feet. You can buy 1,000-foot. You can buy 2,000-foot. You can buy 4,000-foot starter packages. And so these starter packages have everything you need to be able to do the Christmas lights. You can even buy all kinds of stuff. So that's what I would tell you to go do. And then the next thing is if you buy the starter pack, I would tell you to buy extra zip cord, because zip cord, you're going to burn through a lot more than what you come with these kits. So I would, and that's your extension cord. That's the cord that looks like this, but it don't have the lights on it. It's just the extension cord, right? It don't have the lights on them. It's just the extension cord. This is called zip cord. It's called XY. It's called all kinds of stuff. So that's what I would tell you to do is go buy the starter pack, and then I would tell you to go buy some extra zip cord. Now, if you want to do stake lighting and put it down the front, you'll need to buy some stakes. If you want to do minis like the columns here, then you'll need to buy a case of minis. A case of minis is about $249 for a case of 24, and so that's where your cost is for your minis. So those are some things that if you're starting out and you are going to buy material, that is the easiest way. If you try to buy the clips and the males and the females and all that stuff, I about guarantee you will miss things and you will forget things. It's easier just to buy the starter pack and go with the starter pack, because that's just the easiest way to do it, is through the starter pack. The starter packs just make life a lot easier, and also with the starter pack, that's free shipping, so it doesn't cost you anything to ship those for the starter pack. So I'm talking too much. But again, Christmas lights, that's a easy way to do it. Other than that, $20 a foot. I love it. Mr. Ed Rodriguez from New York, Long Island, New York. He came to one of my first Christmas light classes in person way back when. But other than that, what other questions you all got? Safe wash. First year doing it, and I'm swamped. 1,000-yard signs ordered and about 650 out as of right now. Booked out until Black Friday every day, including weekends. Raise your prices. Raise your prices. You need to be at $12 a foot right now, and maybe even more, because you're going to get booked out and you're going to not make no money. And so if you're booked out that far right now, go to $12 a foot. And I'm not even joking about this. I'm being 100% serious, because if you don't, you're going to get a bunch of low-end jobs and you're going to lose money. And we're not even into the season yet. We're not even into the season of Christmas lights. The phone isn't even about to start ringing to where it's going to be ringing. So go to $12 a foot. I promise you, you will thank me later. You need to go to $12 a foot. And I'm not even saying $10 a foot. I'm taking you straight to $12 a foot. Because if you're booked out that far already, you will be making way more money. And then you're going to start closing these $12 a foot jobs. And you're going to be like, why the hell am I doing these $8 a foot jobs, right? And so, and what I would tell you to do too is at that point, is some of these, if you get these jobs closed for 10, 12 bucks a foot, then you start putting them up there right now. I went to $12 a foot last week, laugh out loud, South Tampa. All right, well, you may need to go more then. You may need to go more. Don't turn people away. You need to keep raising your prices. Go to $14 a foot, and you will be shocked at these. I always say people are stupid. If people are willing to spend that kind of money, they're stupid. And so the other thing is, if you go to $14 a foot, then you can hire other people to put them up, and it's a lot easier to find somebody else to hire it or someone that needs to do it. So that is definitely something that I would highly recommend for you to do is to keep it moving and keep it going forward. Would it be worth having a sample for those who are on the fence? I mean, you can have a sample like this, but again, am I selling bulbs or am I selling the magic? I'm not going to in person anyway. Now, if I am going to go to in person, I may have lights like this so that way they can see. I'm going to take one of the Sam wreaths because they look amazing, and that's some things that I'm going to do. When does the phone start ringing the most? The week of Thanksgiving. The weekend and the week of Thanksgiving is when the biggest time the phone will blow up. The week of Thanksgiving is when you can get 100 to 200 phone calls a day. If you've done your marketing, you've done the stuff you needed to do. The week of Thanksgiving. So probably starting not this weekend, actually not this weekend, but next weekend is when it will blow up the biggest time. So that is when the phone will go nuts. So that is when the phone goes nuts. What other questions you all got? Let's see. I don't even know what all I got here. Again, if you need lights, Christmas lights, if you want my in-person training, and I do a Zoom call, a marketing Zoom call every Monday night, you can go to christmaslights.io and do the online training. If you need a website, that's another place. If you're in the membership, you get the free website. And so those are some things that you can use. It's a template website, and that way you can get your template website for your Christmas lights, and it's a good looking website. So if you want that, you can go to christmaslights.io/that. I am starting to get more leads more and more for Christmas lights for Facebook ads. And it's not too late to run Facebook ads, but if I do your Facebook ads, I know I have something on my line right now, but I'm going to raise my prices because I'm not going to be per month because I know I only got 1 month left. And so if you want me to either run Facebook ads for you or Google ads, it'll be $1,000 as my fee for this month or for this year, basically, plus ad spend. Now, if you're not willing to spend $30 to $50 a day on ad spend, then don't sign up for the Christmas light for me to run your Facebook ads or Christmas light ads for Google ads because you're probably not going to do very well for it. It is something that you got to spend money on to make money. And I'm not just saying that to be whatever. I'm just telling you that is how it works and what it is. Hi, Jason. Can you talk one more time thoroughly about the sales process? So, the sales process. When you get that phone call, and here's the thing. You can use phone scripts for this, so that way you can do that. So, when the phone first rings, first thing is always answer the phone. If you're not answering the phone, that's a problem. You got to answer the freaking phone. answer the phone no matter what. And I know it gets hard because there's a lot of times that it just takes time, right? You know, I did a slide in there that if you have, you know, if it takes you 5 minutes per phone call and you do like 75, it's like 250 minutes, which is ended up being like 4 hours of straight being on the phone. So I get that being on the phone is a hard thing to do. So first thing is answer it with your name and what you do, right? Hello, this is Jason Guyman with ChristmasLights.io. How may I assist you today, right? Or may I ask who I'm speaking with today? And she's going to say, my name is blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to say, awesome. How can I help you today? And she's going to say, I want some Christmas lights and blah, 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 blah. And so you can ask a little bit here, or it depends on how fast you want to get off the phone. And you can say, you know, is there a special occasion, or is there someone coming over, or is it just for you? Or, well, my neighbor's house and I want to make my house look better, or whatever it might be, right? We can ask that in the beginning. And then you can say, hey, have you ever had professional lights installed? And if they say yes or no, you're going to go with the same spiel either which way. And that is pre-qualifying them. If you don't pre-qualify right out of the get-go, there's no use staying on the phone when they see the price. And so, awesome. And so you can tell them about how the service is. It's an all-inclusive service, red carpet service, whatever it is. You know, we're going to make your house look amazing, blah, da, 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 da. Our packages start at $600, $900. I don't care, whatever you say. And our average customers' packages are about $2,000, $1,500, whatever you want it to be. Would you like a detailed estimate? And shut up and don't say another word. And the phone's gonna do one of two things. They're gonna say, what? Are you freaking crazy? There's no way in hell I'd pay that much. You're out of your mind. You're more blah, 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 right? That's one. Well, you just pre-qualified that customer. Or it's gonna go quiet and they're gonna think about it and they're gonna say, okay, that sounds good. Awesome. And now I'm going to go through and I'm going to get their name, email address, phone number. And when I get this, I'm going to ask my way through it. I'm not going to be like, hey, will you give me your name, phone number, blah, 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 right? I'm going to say, hey, the number you called off of, is that a good callback phone number for you if in case something happens? And this is a way that I can also reach out to you. Yes. Awesome. So we give our quotes and estimate through email. Is there a way that I can get a good email for you? Yeah, here it is. Awesome. So we do online quotes, and since we do online quotes, can I get your address so that way I can look you up? Sure. Well, you know, my house ain't on Google. Awesome. Well, will you go outside and take a picture of your house and take 2 or 3 pictures from like maybe one side, the other side, and in the middle for me, and then you can text me at this number, and then that way. Awesome. Thank you. Right. And now we've gotten that, right? So we got all that information. Is there anything in particular that, since I asked why they want it and she said her grandkid's coming over and her grandkid is Julia, is there anything, do you think Julia would like warm white or color? And she's going to say, I don't know. And then, or she's going to have a decision, right? And then we can say, awesome. So we'll mock up a design and I will get this thing sent over to you. And we will, however you do it, maybe it has 20 line items, whatever. And you can pick what you want and can go from there for you. Does that sound awesome? Yes, it does. Awesome. So our goal as this company of ChristmasLights.io is to make you so happy you want to give us a 5-star review. Does that sound like an awesome win to you? Yes, it does. That sounds awesome. Thank you. All right. Thank you. We'll get this quote to you. So the next thing is to get the quote to them as fast as you can. Don't let it sit there for 3 days and think that you're going to close jobs because you're sitting on quotes for 3 days. You got to, if you can get it there in 30 minutes, you're probably going to get it the job faster. This is a very emotional buy, and so you have to buy. So after I give the quote, the next day I call her and say, hey, I just seeing if you got my quote. I want to make sure you got your quote, and if you got any questions, then I can help you do it. Now, if they get the quote and they say, I need to talk to my husband, all right, fine, that's fine. So if you talk to him tonight, can I give you a call back tomorrow to figure out if that's right? These are things we can do to overcome these people for that. So that's kind of a quick rundown of it. Another thing is too, in the very beginning, or sometime is when you decide on your design. We do require a 50% deposit up front to get on our schedule. And so that way we will be able to get you scheduled to get you up before Thanksgiving or whatever date it might be. Spent money on Facebook and only got tire kickers. Yep, that's about what you're going to get. It takes 10 no's to get one yes, right? 9 no's to get one yes, and that's what it is. How do you estimate, quote, bushes and trees from office? Well, I'm going to look at these bushes right here behind me and say these all take 1 strand. So that's 1 strand, 2 strand, 3 strand, 4 strand. These bigger bushes are going to take 2 or 3 strands, and we're going to go that way. Trees, I'm going to look at it that's compared to the house, and if it's 1 story, that's 10 feet. If it's 2 story, that's 20 feet. If it's 2 stories and a half, that's 25, 30 feet. And that's all I can really do from the ground anyway. So that's how I'm going to do it. So like this tree over here, right here, you know, it's 10 feet tall because it looks like it's going right to that gutter, and I would call it 10 feet. Now, the one thing I would warn you is make sure you know what date that is on there. So if you're doing it through Google, make sure you look at the date. Make sure that that picture's not 2, 3, 5 years old, because otherwise you're going to be screwed at the end of it. I have 350 yard signs left. Should I put them out all the week and before Thanksgiving, or continue putting out 100 a week? I would probably put out 100 this week, and then I'd put them all out next week is what I would do on your signs. And so people want to know how to get phones ringing. Well, you want to know how you get phones ringing? Look what SafeWash did here. SafeWash, right here. You want to know how he's booked out? First year doing it. This is his first year doing Christmas lights, and I'm swamped. Now, he didn't say don't got the phone not ringing, I ain't done nothing, because he's got 1,000 yard signs. 1,000 yard signs. So even at $3 a piece, even let's just say he splurged and went $5 a piece, he's got $5,000 worth of marketing material, and his phone has blown up. Now, I want to tell you something. Buying the yard signs, that's the easy part. Buying 1,000 yard signs, shoot, that's easy. That don't take no brains. That's super simple. You want to know what's hard to do? Putting 1,000 yard signs out. That's what's hard to do. So it takes work to put yard signs out. It ain't easy, because if it was easy, everybody would be doing this. So it ain't easy, and that's why we got to do that. So for pricing, my closing rate is really low. I'd say the picture behind you, you be about $1,100. Am I close? No, you're not close. Each pole right here, let's see, this is 100, 200, 300, 400, $500 just in the columns. And I don't even know how many lights this is, but it's a lot. So I know I'll be right there shortly. This is closer to a $2,000 job, right? $2,000, $2,500 job. So that's how you're able to do the pricing. I have 350 signs left. What do you recommend for contracts with customers? I mean, I have a little thing in there but your contract is about as good as is on a piece of paper. And so, you know, on there it says, make sure you have electric for me, you know, all of that kind of stuff. So, but other than that, again, get it. That's what I'm going to tell you. I love this. I love seeing people like this right here. Of this right here. This what makes me happy. When I see people take action, and massive action, right? 10x whatever you think you're going to do. If you want to go make $10,000, then go try to make $100,000. When you go buy 100 signs, go buy 1,000 signs. And whenever you 10x something, it's amazing how things will happen. It will blow up big time in your face, and sometimes you're like, oh crap, what am I going to do with all this work? He's already booked out till after Thanksgiving, right? And he's raising his prices, and he's still got more signs, and he's got a bunch of signs already out. And so that's why it is important that you do this. Do you use a VA for quoting and talking with customers? If so, how do you train them? You can. I know Sam uses them, and They're out of the Philippines, but it's not something that is going to be quick and fast. So that's something that you got to look at of how you're going to do that. Again, go check out ChristmasLights.io. I have a blog on there. I have all kinds of information on there, how to do stuff. I've got my online course on there. I've got all kinds of stuff on there, ChristmasLights.io. You can go buy Christmas lights. Again, buy them at ChristmasLights.io/L. It helps me out. You buy me a cup of coffee. I appreciate it. I don't even drink coffee, but it would buy me something, so I appreciate that. So there is a way that you can do that. That's a bad picture. So that's what I want to tell you to do. Other than that, I hope you all have an awesome, awesome, awesome holiday. I have my new shoes. I'll be wearing my new Christmas shoes, my new Christmas shirts. I'm going to look Christmas. Have fun with this. You know, that's what I was telling my people in my class this past week. Go have fun with it. When you're installing, turn on the Christmas music so everybody in the whole neighborhood knows who you are. Go get a big blow up Santa that you put in the yard. Go do something that's extraordinary, right? Don't be the same old boring people that go nobody knows you're there. Be fun. Do something. Get one of those stick figure guys that's waving that's a Santa Claus or something. Go be different, right? Go have fun with it. It's fun. You know, is it stressful? Hell yeah, it's stressful. Can you make a lot of money? Sure you can, but go have fun with it. Man, when you go have fun with it and you say, hey, and make sure you take lots of pictures, right? Because when pictures are worth 1,000 words, right? This picture here sold thousands of dollars. It's made me thousands of dollars. It's made Donovan hundreds of thousands of dollars. But if you don't take the pictures, it's not going to make you no money. So go take pictures. Go have fun with it. Go have a blast with it. But other than that, I hope you all have a great day. Again, if you want to find me more, you can go in my Facebook group, ChristmasLights.io/group. You can go check out ChristmasLights.io. Hope you all have an awesome week, and we'll see you all later.